right, Jack, before we start, I actually did get you a Christmas present this year. So
That's great. I got you one too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Okay.
Here, you want to count down? And
Count to three, right?
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
One,
two,
three. All right, it is 7:44 p.m. on Thursday, December 8th. Outside right now, it is 32 degrees, cloudy. According to the Weather Channel, it feels like 25 out. So,
unlike usual, we actually have a beautiful view right behind the camera of outside.
yeah, I can see the. What direction is the wind blowing from based on the flags? Can we figure that out?
It's really not. The flags aren't really moving all that much.
Oh, yeah,
honestly.
okay. Maybe that was a bad suggestion.
But as you can tell from our view outside and from the lovely fireplace here, we are not locked in the basement of the library sword office like we usually are.
They actually let us out after keeping us there for like 6 weeks, so.
Yeah, usually they only let us out for like small appearances to the public eye, but now they've let us come out to the caf, and we're here filming in front of the fireplace for a festive feel, really, is what we're going for here.
Yeah, this is the Christmas edition of the WLC Sports Pod, brought to you by The Sword, Wisconsin Lutheran College's independent student newspaper.
Yes.
And we're very excited to get this episode underway. John, you want to kind of fill them in on what the plan's going to be here?
Yeah, so as you can probably see, we've got the empty chair here just waiting. We don't have a guest yet, but that's going to change because we're actually sitting right behind this fireplace is Wally, where all of the, if you don't know, where all of the students, athletes come to do some homework Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. So we're going to go out and we're going to find some people, and we're just going to do a completely unscripted episode with a couple guests for just little segments. And yeah, that's the plan. So should we get into the first guest?
I think we should jump right in. Who's going to introduce her, me or you?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, or she can introduce herself. Nah, that's fine. You can just walk in and grab the mic. All right, so our first guest that we were able to find is Izzy Hawley of women's tennis. She's also a Wally rep, so I knew she was going to be here. But how's it going tonight, Izzy?
Good. How are you,
You're going to have to hold it up here.
Yeah.
Good. How are you, John?
I'm doing great.
We're off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, you know how it goes. It's fine. See, this is the theme of this episode is really going to be that nothing is scripted. Usually we have the agenda, we've got the laptop up, and we have a plan.
We're not that formal right now.
No,
so.
it's exams are coming up. We didn't feel like taking the time to do that. So with that, how are you feeling about exams? Are you stressed? Are you feeling good? How's the week going for you?
Stressful, but it's okay.
That's what we like to hear. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I feel like I'm really stressed, but I don't actually have that much to do this time. Like I feel like it just comes with the week that you're stressed out, but then it just doesn't.
No, I just have a lot to do.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, in some cases it's like you're stressed about the things you are going to have to do that you don't have to do yet.
Yeah.
So it's like the forecast of the stress that lies ahead.
I think a lot of times too, like I'll finish something and my brain like doesn't register that I finished it. So I'll still be like, oh, I gotta finish this, and then I'm like, wait, no, I already did that. Like right. I actually, for once in my life, worked ahead on something yesterday, and like so I didn't have to do it right now.
Who are you and what did you do with John?
I know. Next podcast I'll be doing math.
Oh,
no,
man.
But it just feels weird to like not have stuff to do. But
I get that too, because like that's what's gonna happen when I get home, like at the end of the semester. Like you sit down on the couch and you're like, well, now what?
Yeah.
Like you feel like there's still something that you didn't do yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But we should probably like actually like ask you questions since you're the guest and everything. We kind of just
Yeah, we do a lot of talking. We gotta balance it out a little bit.
We've got fans hanging out behind the window. We knew this was gonna happen.
This is gonna be like the morning talk shows where they're like live.
They have
like
the signs.
Yeah, they got like the signs lined up back there and everything. It's gonna be great.
I think I see an I Heart Jack. Like, no.
Yeah, I think you're reading that one wrong.
Hey, it could say I Heart John.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Back to you, Izzy. So Izzy, as I mentioned, is from women's tennis. And we didn't have a guest on from women's tennis, even though your season was this past fall. So I guess like if you could tell us just a little bit about how the season went for you and your team and everything.
It went a lot better than last year. Um,
That is a start.
yeah, I don't know. It went pretty good. I had to change doubles partners in the middle of the year, but I think everything worked out, and there was like very minimal drama. So I'd say it was pretty perf.
Minimal drama is great. And all right, I'm gonna give a disclaimer to the viewer that Izzy, basically throughout this entire time that we have Izzy on here, she's gonna be saying this word perf. She loves to abbreviate the word perfect.
I made it up.
I was just about to ask about that, if that's like part of the cool lingo that all the cool kids are using these days, but
It will be. It will be.
Yeah.
She's
I started
like
something.
you started a trend.
Yeah, I
she's
did.
one of those.
Movement.
Yes.
You started a movement.
She's one of those like early initiator adapt. Not. Yeah, I think that's what that's called. There's like a chart where it's like the first people to do it, the middle people, and the last people. She's in the first group.
I'm thinking now of like the book that, I don't know if you guys read this. I can't remember what it's called. It's this book I read in grade school for one of like my grade school classes, where like the kid like comes up with a new word for pen, and like 30 years like in the future it ends up in the dictionary. So like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of this book, but
Yeah.
I know exactly. Like
yeah.
And I know. It's the cover is like this like redhead kid. and
Yes.
He's like holding.
Yeah,
the
he's
pen,
holding the pen.
And
yeah.
I don't.
And then
remember
it's
what the
got
name
like in
is.
big like red letters like the name of whatever he's calling the pen now.
It's gonna bug me for the rest of
It
this.
is. We're gonna figure it out.
We'll
Well,
look it up. We'll look it up.
figure
We'll
it
do
out during the
research in between.
commercial
I guess the
Yeah,
curriculum in the mitten was not the same as it is here because I did not read that.
Oh yeah, Izzy is from Izzy hails
Mitten.
from Michigan, so
Yes.
you know in our discourse about Michigan
Yeah.
on the
Well,
on the Peyton Hartman episode, which you should go ahead and check out. By
For
the
the
way.
viewers watching at home, can you point to where on the mitten you're based?
Yeah.
You couldn't hear that because she had to drop the microphone for
Yeah,
it. But
I
it's
am
fine.
right
We-
there.
that was meant to be more of a visual representation anyway.
You're
so.
like Detroit area,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So, I actually did an assignment where I had to talk to Izzy for like half an hour, and I learned. I mean, got to, not had to, got to.
I was gonna say,
And,
was it difficult?
Yeah, it was like the entire time we were just kind of like sitting there like,
Yeah,
ugh.
that's-
No, but no. And she told me she was a big Pistons. You're a big Pistons
Yes,
fan.
I am.
So, you know, with that said, go Bucks. But anyway, okay.
That's fine.
Jack, do you have any good questions? I'm blanking. Usually I
Okay,
have
any
this
good
written out.
questions? How old were you when you stopped believing in Santa Claus? I'm trying to get with the Christmas theme.
Are you telling me that
Yeah.
Santa
wait,
Claus-
what are
Oh.
you talking about?
is it real?
Well, cat's out of the bag now.
I really.
just ruined Christmas
Yeah, you just.
for me.
There's. I guarantee
I'm
you.
basically the Grinch anyway.
I
so.
guarantee you, there's some kid out there. Maybe it's like Dean
Yeah.
Baki's kids are watching this, and you just ruined everything for them.
Sad.
Can we put a trigger warning?
That was
Dean-
very unperf of him.
Yeah.
Dean Baki actually came up to me yesterday. I was sitting right over there, and he asked when the next time was that he could be on the pod. I told him soon. Like,
Sometimes he does walk around Wally, like every once in a blue
But
moon.
now-
he patrols.
Every like once in a blue moon. he'll
If we
patrol.
see him, we'll like call him. We'll bring
that's
him
the thing.
out.
But now if I like ruin Santa Claus for his kids, like now he might not want to come on.
I
He
figured this-
certainly isn't going to
He
bring
might,
donuts.
I don't know if he'd
I
hold it
knew
against
I
him.
knew
We'll
one
see.
of us was gonna spoil like the surprise.
Well,
We
it's
can we-
it's either going to be that or he's going to like come up to us and be like, "Thank you. Now I don't have to be the one to tell my kid."
That's
that
true.
Santa's
Can we
not
actually
real."
put like
So-
a spoiler warning though? Because I don't want to like ruin some kid's Christmas because they watched the WLC.
Yeah, we'll put like
You
we'll
know,
put like
like-
an age disclaimer, like you have to be at least like 12 to watch this.
I wonder
which-
how old I was.
That's the thing
Did
that,
you
that
ever-
brings,
did you
me,
ever
that
say
brings
how
me
old
back
you
to
I
the
don't
question.
know. 20. No, I'm just kidding.
I know exactly where I was, and I don't remember how
Really?
old I was, but I was in the mall. I was in the mall food court with my mom.
Like
And
the Mayfair Mall.
Probably. It's probably Mayfair. And basically, my mom and I were sitting down, we were eating lunch, and like a week or two before, I had gone on my parents' computer. And I had gone
boy.
onto Microsoft Excel because for some reason as a kid, I thought that was like the coolest thing ever.
I was like the same way, but like with Microsoft Word, like any chance I got
PowerPoint,
to,
too.
any chance I got
loved
to pull up
PowerPoint.
Microsoft Word, it was like a whole new world of
Yes.
word processing
But-
at my fingertips.
but
like
basically-
6-year-old Jack loved it.
I used to like sit and watch my brother make like presentations for class. I thought it was so cool.
I'm like, John's brother's just making the presentation. John's just sitting there like
No, literally, 100%. That's
like
actually what I
he's-
did.
He's all excited.
But no, so basically I opened Microsoft Excel and I saw on the side they used to have this feature where it was like recents that you could open. And I saw one and it was like Easter Bunny hints. And I just clicked on it, and another spoiler warning.
Yeah,
please.
here we go.
But
you want to cover the Tooth Fairy too while we're at it?
the Tooth Fairy is real. So don't question it. No, but basically I found my parents would write these hints for me to find like an Easter Bunny basket, and they did like pictures when I was really little and couldn't read, and then as I got older they did like word hints.
Yeah.
And I found them on the computer, and I confronted them, and I was like, "What is this?" They're like, "Oh, you found out. Like, this is not real."
Yeah.
And so then, when I was in the mall with my mom, she was like, "So remember when you found these?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Do you know who else isn't real?" And I cycled through everybody. I went Tooth Fairy. I don't even remember who the other ones were. Like I went through all of the childhood.
I'd like to think
figures.
that you also started naming like real life figures too. like
I was. Yeah.
You're like, Mom, are you real?
None of us are real.
No, none of us are real. This is all a simulation.
No, but I like got to, and she's like, "Who else?" And eventually I was like, "Not Santa." And she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, I know, there's no way. We always leave for church, and there's no way you could have gotten the presents out in the time that it took me to like get into the car, and like, there's no way. And she was like, "Yeah, there is. Like, it's us." And I was like heartbroken. I don't remember how old I was, but man, that was. It was like it's a core memory for me. Like this.
Man.
Was it like a defining moment in your life?
Yes.
Like it made you who you are
Like,
today?
To be honest, I'm still not sure if I believe her. I feel like there's still a chance that there's like.
Maybe.
A big jolly man that comes down
big
the
jolly
chimney
man.
and brings presents.
If a fat man like comes down your chimney though, like within the next couple of weeks here, like late at night, I would not just automatically count on it being Santa. Like you might want to call someone.
Like low-key, like scary.
Yeah.
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 Do you wonder if there's anyone who does that? Like they take advantage of people who think Santa's real, and they use that as an excuse to break into their homes because everyone's going to have their guard down.
Even if there's not, there's gotta be someone out there that like has jumped down their chimney and like tried to act out
like
Santa.
there's probably been like a Florida man somewhere who attempted this
I
kind
guarantee.
of stuff.
I mean, people do like gender reveals. So like, you really think people aren't gonna like Santa down the chimney? I don't know. Maybe that's not a fair
I don't think that
comparison.
was. Yeah, I don't think that was a good like
Well,
analogy.
it's because I don't know.
So like, you're talking about Santa going down the chimney. Like, have you guys actually like taken a minute to observe the size of a standard chimney? Like, a large round man is not getting down that chimney.
I actually typically spend about 15 to 20 minutes every day thinking about the typical size of a chimney. So, yeah. Well, we have like a lovely sort of chimney-esque thing that you can't see on the camera.
Yeah, that's true.
Right here. But it's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, getting back into anything that actually pertains to you, Izzy, for the time that you're on, I have a really good question for you because we were talking about Dean Bakke. If you could play tennis against any faculty member at WLC, who would you pick?
Adam Volbrecht.
That was a very quick
That was
answer.
fast.
Well, he has told me before. Well, he beat Stu in tennis.
Okay.
And so I'm like, oh, dang, this man might be good. And he's just like the most competitive person I've ever met.
That's fair.
So I'm like,
okay.
And he told me one time that he would love to play me in tennis. And I was like, maybe.
All right.
But I don't want to get fired if I beat him.
Fair. But Adam Volbrecht, if you're out there,
Yes.
she's challenging you. When the weather gets nice out, we'll have you guys. Well, you and our teammate Josh Henry.
We need to go up north.
Yeah, you guys want to have a battle for the Upper Peninsula because Josh is from Wisconsin.
We need to have Josh on the pod at some point.
We should bring Josh.
I've known Josh since high school, so like
we should bring Josh on
some
for
deep ties
men's
there.
tennis. I mean,
Yeah,
what do I know? We need a guest for men's tennis.
He is captain.
That's true. For men's tennis, we'll have to bring Josh on.
We'll bring him on and
Meerkat.
we'll bring him
Yeah,
on.
the meerkat.
We'll get it done.
I don't know if
We're
you know
gonna-
about that nickname, but
I do not. No.
we'll talk.
we gotta save it.
We'll save it for the
pod.
pod.
Okay. I have another question for Izzy.
Yes.
How many pairs of Crocs do you own?
Oh, I own probably 26 pairs of Crocs.
That is excessive.
You're like-
you have a problem.
Are you like actually exaggerating, or is this like
No,
a real
I'm like
number?
being like so serious.
And I'm serious too. You have
I have like a lot of like the different colors, and then like they have like the Vera Bradley Crocs that like I'm all for. And then I have like some duplicate colors, but like the duplicate colors, like some have fur in them for like the winter time, and some don't.
There's actually Crocs with fur.
Yes.
Apparently, I know very little about Croc culture.
That's rude.
But
I caved and I bought a pair like before deer hunting, and I wore them for like a week, like every time I came in from like the tree stand or the blind or whatever. And my first thought when I put them on is like, these are not that comfortable. Like, what is all the hype about? They are not that comfortable. Like the shape, and there's not like a lot of padding. It's like
I actually have to strongly disagree there, because in high school I tried. Somebody else like lent me their Crocs for something. I needed like it was like Spirit Week, and I needed the certain color or whatever. So they lent me their Crocs, and I put them on. I barely took them off for like that entire week.
Really?
They were so comfortable. Like just walking around, I don't know what it was.
It's like I got used to them as I kept wearing them, but I still wouldn't like, just like looking back now in my experience to date, like they're not that great. Like it's convenience, like if I need to go somewhere quick and I'm too lazy to tie my shoes or something, like
yeah, I get that.
You know, like most first graders are or something. But
I don't know. I love putting them on after tennis. Like that's
that is
the
nice.
Vibe.
Like flip flops or Crocs after tennis.
Crocs,
like,
not flip flops.
Listen, I don't have a pair of Crocs with me. But
well, maybe you should.
All right, for Christmas, somebody wants to send me a pair of Crocs.
There we go. That brings us to like the money question that we're going to ask all of our guests. What is your Christmas wish for your athletic program? So what's your wish for tennis?
This is a big ask, but I wish there would be like tennis courts at like the WLC
heard that.
Athletic fields.
I heard that.
That's a good one.
Yeah. If I can chime in with my tennis experience as well, that is what I also would have said. Because waking up at
6 a.m. or 5 a.m.
Yeah, waking up at 5 this morning to go play tennis at 6 a.m. at the sports club near us was
It's not
fun.
The best time.
Yeah, no, it was a nap waiting to happen this afternoon, essentially is what that was. But yeah, no, I agree. Some tennis courts either on campus or like at the athletic fields would be really, really nice.
Yeah.
Super nice. But
we'll see.
What the future
I
have my
holds.
fingers crossed. I mean, it's not going to happen while
Well,
we're
maybe
here.
if you guys still had Evan Sadowski.
You're right. Evan Sadowski, if you're watching, when you're rich and famous, please donate to WLC so that we can finally get the Sadowski Tennis Center installed.
Sadowski.
We can. But no.
Wow.
All right. Do you have any questions for us to wrap up our segment with you as the guest? This is something we don't usually do, but I just thought of it on the spot that I think.
Oh, that's a good idea. So.
Yeah.
Really, it can be anything. Like.
Yeah. Our lives are open books.
Yes. If not, that's also okay. we don't need to like force you to have a question.
No, we're actually not going to let her leave until she comes up.
The next, however long of this podcast, until the end, is just us sitting here.
We're not actually going to have time for the other guests.
Do you want to know a funny story? When I
do that instead of the question.
All right.
When I first visited here, I met with Professor Eppen because I wanted to be a business major, which is like, I don't know why in my head I thought I would do that. Anyway, I met with him and I was like very shy, and he was like, if you ask me any question, I'll give you $5. And I didn't ask him a question.
Wow.
I didn't even say like, what's your favorite color? Like, I didn't say anything.
You had an easy opportunity
That's like that easy
know.
to pocket $5 and you couldn't do it.
I know.
Man, that's crazy.
Very sad.
That's
I could be $5 richer right now.
What a heartwarming story to end this segment on.
That really was.
That was amazing.
All right. I feel like
That's a good spot to stop. We got to keep the program moving anyway.
Yeah,
so
do we want to?
Not that we're trying to kick you off or anything.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming on, Izzy. Of course. I mean,
Thank you.
It was a good time.
We will be right back.
A perf time.
After perf. We'll be right back after a quick break. All right, we're back. Brady Wirkes popped by. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Okay.
Doing well. Making
Could
it
be
through.
good. I'm actually doing a little better now because I got through all 3 of my presentations that I had to do this week. So
That's
that's
good.
a big
Yeah, that's nice. We'll this segment with Brady might be a short one. He stopped by, but then he was like, I got a whole bunch of stuff.
I
to
do
work
have a
on."
lot of stuff to do.
We wrangled him into a quick segment
just
here,
very
so.
briefly to talk about some stuff. So men's soccer. We also didn't have a guest for men's soccer. Our last guest was women's tennis. Didn't have that, but how was soccer for you this year?
Soccer was really crazy for us this year. That, and I have to say, about a week ago, our goalie got named to be an All-American, which is super cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I believe the way that works for Division 3 at least is like there's only one. Like there's
Really?
only one. Yeah, for like Division 3 there's only one All-American.
Wow,
Because like they make, I believe how it works is like they just make one team, and like for goalie like there's only one goalie on a team.
Right,
so
right.
it's like one of the few positions where you only have one person.
Wow, that's crazy.
I could be completely wrong about that though, but that is what I heard.
I mean, regardless, it's like
Yeah.
crazy.
It is
impressive.
super crazy.
Like, and he had a fantastic season.
He did.
Too, like
It's actually
but-
what makes it really crazy is he actually wasn't at the beginning of the year. He wasn't one. He like only started half the games.
Really.
Yeah, because he tore his Achilles.
Right.
Puma Galvin.
I
That's
think I did know that. Yeah.
for those who
Puma.
don't know who it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, he tore his Achilles last year at the
Gotcha.
very during like our first preseason game, which is super crazy.
Yeah. Seriously.
And then
wow.
So we had Bryce was our backup, so he played all the games then.
Gotcha.
And then at the beginning of the year, this year they kind of like switched off games for the first few, and then we ended up going with him.
Yeah. I mean, it
Which
worked
is
out
super,
for you
yeah,
guys,
super crazy because like he wasn't even starting all the games at the beginning of the year.
Seriously. Well, and it just felt like every time I would check the score of your games, it was either like they let up like one goal, or like it was scoreless or something.
Yeah, he was like
it was
defensive.
very few goals.
Yeah, he was defensive player for like every week they do like a defensive player.
Yeah,
of the week.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
like the defensive player of the week for our conference for like half of the weeks.
Yeah, seriously.
Which is super crazy, but yeah.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, I'm glad we got to talk about that because it happened like after the last episode. Usually we don't
Yeah,
mention it.
Yeah, it was something very recent.
Yeah, for sure.
We're
Our
trying-
season was crazy.
We're trying to work a little bit of sports content in here.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
It's not just-
it's not like it's the sports podcast or anything.
Yeah,
so.
not just Christmas related nonsense for this. This is our special, our Christmas special.
Oh,
We're
That's
gonna,
why
we're,
it's
gonna,
like-
we're gonna get back on Christmas related nonsense though. Okay, let's talk about Christmas cookies. Are you a chocolate chip cookie or a sugar cookie kind of guy?
Or a different kind of.
Or whatever.
My family makes ginger snaps, which are like my
Ooh.
favorite. So I don't really.
Okay.
I feel like they're like neither.
Okay.
Kinda
Yeah,
in
but
between.
you can take a third option. If you
Yeah,
want,
and we
so.
also make these like kind of. They're almost brownies, but they are cookies. They are cookies, but they're
Ooh.
like almost brownies. I think they're called like chocolate crinkles or something like that.
Ah.
That
But
sounds
yeah, they're
good.
like little brownie cookies with powdered sugar on them.
Okay.
So neither. Neither.
Do you ever do
I'll
the
accept that.
You ever do like the gingerbread? Not like gingerbread, I guess, but it's like my grandpa makes these like molasses cookies with like frosting on top, and those are like by far my favorite.
Yeah,
They're
the
so good.
ginger snaps are kind of molasses cookies.
I got you,
Except they
okay.
don't have like we don't put frosting on ours at least.
Okay,
we, like,
yeah.
Roll them in powdered sugar, not powdered sugar, like crystal sugar. I don't know what
Okay.
you would even call it.
Yeah,
you roll
yeah,
in
yeah.
like sugar and then throw them in the oven. So
And
they're,
those-
but they're molasses.
And those are the ones that are like really like not like brittle, but they're like
Yeah,
hard,
if you
like, they snap,
if you
yeah.
overcook them, they're like super brittle.
okay. I
So
got
yeah,
you.
definitely.
Those are yeah. Now I really want some Christmas cookies now. I'm not gonna lie, like that.
Well, that's gonna be bothering you now for the rest of this.
We
pod.
should have had like a plate for each guest to like take one, but that would also
Yeah,
require me
that's
to
you know
how
what
to
we
bake.
are. I'm already thoroughly impressed with the amount of like preparation we were able to put into like getting this to happen.
That
so,
is true, yeah.
Like maybe we should just be.
Yeah, the
content with
fire's
that.
a nice touch. I must.
I
say.
I know,
really
right?
like that's what I was really excited about this whole time, that we were gonna get the fire behind us. Like it's really cozy. So
It is, yeah, it is nice.
It's yeah.
All right, we'll do one more question for you,
Okay.
Brady, and let you get back to your project.
Okay, sounds
so the
good.
question that we're asking all of our guests today is, if you could have one thing on your Christmas list for the soccer team, what would you have?
Oh man, that's really hard for like the whole team. So like a collective.
Yeah,
Just
like-
like the
like-
program is.
Oh,
yeah,
easy.
I guess
That's
that's the name
actually
of the program.
super easy.
yeah.
There's been talk for years that we're gonna get our own turf field. So
Ooh.
there's been, I think the last like 2 summers, there's been rumors that they're actually going to do it. And I think they're supposed to this summer, but
Really?
I've also been told that every single year I've been here. So yeah, we want the turf field down by where the current grass one is. That'd be super cool.
I got you. Yeah. So that would just be at that like lower part of the.
Yeah, it would be like exactly where our game field is right now. We would just put turf there. That or there's also talks that we might get a locker room that's like actually on site by the field.
That'd be
Because
nice,
right now we
yeah.
have that thing that's under the bleachers, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of sad. Like an actual like a brand new locker room, kind of like what the football one looks like.
Yeah.
That would be super sick if the soccer players have one of those.
Gotcha. Yeah, that'd be cool for sure.
Yeah, those are the 2 things.
Very nice.
Awesome. That's a
All
good
right,
answer.
well, We'll let you get back to your projects. Thanks for coming on. Yeah.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
agreeing. Yeah, taking some time out of your busy schedule, I'm sure, and like not just blowing us off when we tried to rope you into coming over here.
Yeah, appreciate it a lot. But.
All right, I guess we're going to take another quick break then, and then we'll be back with our third guest of the evening.
Sounds good.
All right, we have our third guest of the evening coming up. This is going to be a very special guest appearance. He has been dying to appear on the pod.
He has.
Since I first told him that this was even like a faint possibility of making a pod.
Same here. He's been, pun intended, which you'll understand when he comes on,
Yeah.
egging me on to be on here. So
Yeah,
we're finally
so-
giving him his little guest appearance.
This will be like a trial run, and if it goes well, maybe we'll bring him back for his own episode. If it goes poorly, I don't know. But please welcome my nuisance and yours, Noah Eggert.
John, how we doing?
fantastic.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How we doing?
You grab the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, you came prepared with.
Ooh.
Wow. He's not messing around.
I am not. I came to play today.
And you got the sweater too.
I do. Christmas Story, one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies behind The Polar Express and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I actually did want to ask a guest about Christmas movies.
I was,
so
yeah.
There we go.
But he already covered it.
Yeah, you already-
Christmas Vacation is an excellent pick.
Christmas Vacation is, I don't care how many times I will watch it, it just makes me laugh every time.
Every time.
You just can't be wrong. And the beginning entrance song is fantastic. I don't know why radio stations do not play it during the Christmas
know.
holiday.
You wanna embrace the mic a little more so the audience can hear you?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
It's-
Can I have a hot take about Christmas movies?
A hot take about Christmas movies?
Yeah, can I like share a hot take about?
Oh,
Christmas
yeah,
movies?
absolutely.
I'm not a fan. Like
Of what?
Of pretty much any.
Christmas movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what makes
respectable.
Okay,
I'm
that,
not-
I can't say all.
that's what makes Christmas Vacation good. Is it's not like your standard heartwarming holiday movie.
Right.
That's
It's,
fair.
You know.
But okay. I watched Home Alone for the first time last year.
First time?
First time?
First time.
The first time.
I was like I'm behind. I'm behind.
Our
I'm behind
producer
the ball.
behind the camera is even like
Is shocked.
just- yeah.
Yeah,
He
I
can't
just-
believe
That
it.
is unbelievable.
And I mean, because I just figured, I'm like, oh, it's just a Christmas movie, like whatever. It's very good. Like I'll give them credit. It's a good one. But like most other Christmas movies, other than like, okay, I'll give you like Frosty and like Rudolph. Those are like nostalgic for me. Like
Well,
as a kid.
stop motion
Those are like
movies?
those are like
oh, man.
Christmas. Charlie Brown Christmas. We love Charlie Brown. I'm
Ooh,
not
that's a
gonna
good
lie.
one.
But like all these other like Hallmark movies, don't even
No,
talk to me.
absolutely not.
Elf,
Do not watch Elf.
terrible movie.
Ooh.
That's
I have a
my-
hot take on that too.
Okay, what's your hot
I've
take?
seen. My mom watches Elf every year just because it's like one of her traditions.
Mm-hmm.
I do not find it funny after the third time anymore.
I-
I can't laugh at
okay.
it. I'm not saying it's not funny.
Right.
I personally just can't laugh at it
Right.
anymore. That's just me.
I like Elf, but Elf is like way overexposed.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because
100%.
they play it like every night or every other night for like
I've-
a solid 2 weeks.
I've
Right.
honestly maybe seen 20 minutes of Elf and just like it just wasn't funny, and I was like, I don't want to watch the rest of it.
I think it has its moments. I think Will Ferrell plays the character well.
That's
but
fair.
there are some things like it's coming. You're like, oh, haha, funny.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
I get that.
I have my hot take that you're not gonna like is I think The Polar Express is a terrible movie.
Oh. How so? Is it because of the
it's-
animation?
The animation is.
Because I knew that's.
yeah,
I know
it's-
that
I'll
gets a
give
lot of
you
people.
that,
How,
'cause
like,
The,
the
anima-
eyes for
the
some people, just, like-
animation is like ghoulish and it's like I
can't
watched the movie and it just seemed boring. It's like
You can't go wrong with the good old Hot Chocolate song, though. That's like that's such a good song.
I still. Think,
I was very confused when I saw the Hot Chocolate
Hot
song for
Chocolate.
the first. I'm like, what?
Never ever let it cool.
Here's the thing, though. I don't like I don't like musicals either. I can't stand musicals.
That's
like,
okay. That's fine. I don't.
You'll be like walking around on the street or something, and you got to do a musical number about how you stepped in a puddle. It's like
I mean, like
I don't like it.
I don't have a problem with the clip that always sticks in my mind. I haven't seen Polar Express in a long time. I've seen it, but I haven't seen it in a long
I
time.
should add the disclaimer that the first and only time I saw Polar Express was when I was like 9 years old.
Yeah, I think you should give it a rewatching.
I don't know
You might
about
not be a
that.
I just
terrified little
always
child.
call back to the clip. It's the Hot Chocolate song, but it's like from like a couple years ago when like Sicko Mode and Mo Bamba were a thing. Yeah, you know that clip where it's like they play both at the same time and like the conductor's like singing the song. It was like the funniest thing the
I don't
first
think
time
I've
I
ever
saw
seen
it.
that video, but
It's,
I'll look
it
into
would
it.
it's aged horribly now, but like it was funny at the time. Like
There you go.
I don't know. That's what I always think of. Sticking on the theme of Christmas movies, this is like an age-old debate here. Die Hard, Christmas movie or not?
Okay, some people might hate me for this. I have never seen Die Hard.
Me neither. So
That makes 3 of us.
But I
There you
saw
go.
something on TikTok the other day, and people can hate me for it if they want. But Die Hard is the adult version of Home Alone, except in Die Hard, Bruce Willis's character is actually killing people. Kevin is just severely injuring.
There is a discussion that needs to be had about how unrealistic Home Alone is.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
No, but
if
that's
you're
the fun of it.
competent
That's
in any
like the magic
form
of
of your intelligence.
Yeah, how many kids do you think are walking around now though, thinking that like if they
Oh,
see a
someone
bad
breaks into my
guy,
house,
all they got to
I
do
can
is like
still-
drop some Christmas ornaments on the floor and they're gonna like trip over them or something. Like,
I mean,
and that's how you're gonna beat the bad guy.
it's better than just like sitting there. I mean, we talked about random people coming down the chimney pretending to be Santa.
Yeah.
Like you got to have some way to prepare.
Wait,
for
what?
that. You missed a lot.
Long
You'll have
story.
to watch the Izzy part.
This was not your segment. Okay, but
I think we should segue into. First of all, we should probably say that Noah Eggert is on the baseball team. That's
Go Warriors.
He's not just like he's a random guy who showed up. Like he actually is an athlete.
I mean, even if he wasn't on the baseball team, he would still be trying to get on here.
That is
so
true.
it's like-
Probably. I
That
sit
is
next to
true.
John in my interpersonal communications class. Take that class with Dr. Stacy Jensen on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11:30.
Well, I mean, it's
next
not
fall.
Yeah, do we
necessarily
know
gonna
it's
be
good?
at
Do we
that
know
time.
it's going to
Possibly
be
next
offered at
fall.
the same?
It is an
yeah.
enjoyable class.
It is a
We-
very good class.
We sit next to
and
each other. It's a good time.
John and I sat next to each other, and he was the first person who brought up the podcast to me. And then I saw Jack later that day,
Yeah.
and I was like, so, chances of me being a guest on the so-called pod, and here we are.
As
Yeah.
you can tell, it was a big mistake to mention it to him.
No. So we know the connection between how John and Eggert know each other. I talk to Eggert all the time because
absolutely.
he's a pitcher for the baseball team. I'm the director of analytics and pitching strategist.
Yeah.
We just
We love
added.
to.
We just
You just
added.
added another job
we
title?
just added pitching
Ooh.
strategist to my
So now
title.
you have to go to Florida for free again. You have to.
Yeah, I'll talk to Schwal about it. But
All right, I gotta.
so I work with him and other pitchers very closely.
We talk a lot
Yes.
about the Brewers and all that good
No,
old
just
stuff.
just a lot about trying to like make you better.
Yes.
Just like
and
yeah,
everyone
there's-
can improve.
everyone has room for improvement. I'll leave it
Exactly.
there. So
All right. Yes.
Okay,
John?
I have a question for you, and I know your answer, so this is more for the viewer to consider. But
it's all about the content.
we had this discussion before in class. But here, I want you to say which one happens first. Okay, I get a hit off of you, or you return a tennis serve from me.
Ooh.
So like yeah, so like you have to like return it in too. It's not just like you can hit.
Oh,
the ball.
like I can't. So like just
Like, I have
hitting
to,
it
like-
over the. Are we counting like singles lines, or can I hit it within the doubles lines?
No, it's just singles.
Singles line.
My,
How fast is your tennis serve?
Not that fast.
Not that
if,
fast,
if
okay.
it was like one of the better people on the team, I would say absolutely. Like
Not like if I was playing.
like Asa probably has the fastest serve on the team.
Yeah,
or
I've
like
heard
Evan
he's.
from
I've
last
heard
year.
he's pretty solid. Yeah, Evan
Yeah.
Sadowski. He
Yeah.
used to play baseball.
Right.
And then
So-
he played tennis, and he was like what, nationally ranked?
I don't count
Or something
it.
like
I
that?
mean, he was ranked pretty high.
Yeah,
yeah.
but,
like, I personally feel like it would probably be me getting a hit off of you, but only because.
Oh.
Not hey.
Wow.
Not if you're throwing a lot of two seamers and sliders like we've been
Hear me
telling
out
you.
though.
So
Hear me out though.
And maybe
Only
occasionally
because
dropping in the curveball.
I do have some experience. Like I was little, so it's
Right.
stupid. But like I did play baseball as a kid. Like I don't know. if you
T-ball
played
does
tennis.
not count.
It wasn't.
It's a
It wasn't
stationary
object.
T-ball. It wasn't T-ball.
John joined us for wiffle ball. Like I want to say spring of freshman year.
Yeah.
You came over and we were playing on the quad, and then like he's like, "Oh, I'm not that good. I haven't played that much." And then he throws like a no hitter.
That was a
Like,
great game.
no, I'm like, what?
That was a great
no,
game.
It wasn't a question
This
of if
this
he can
noob
pitch.
just comes over here, claims that he doesn't play wiffle ball. I'm not good at this. Throws a no hitter.
The
Right.
question
was
was
fun.
if he could pitch. Could he hit?
I know. I just felt it was a good time to put that
And
story in there.
But could
That's
he
fair.
hit? Did he hit?
I feel
Well,
like it
you're
would
okay.
it would take a while, but I think I could hit like a grounder. That's the thing though. Like,
No,
like,
okay, but like.
You
get
mean like a hit to, like, the
Get
outfield?
a hit or like make contact in between. In
Yeah,
fair
I get
play?
what you mean. I get what
wanna
you
make,
mean. Yeah.
Are you trying to say you can make contact against me in fair play or an actual like hit?
I was gonna say just make contact, but that does seem a little unfair. You know what I mean? Like
I will say-
if you gotta hit the serve in and I just have to make contact. Although I
Right.
feel like
I could literally just put the tennis
Right.
racket out there and hopefully it went back over the net inside
I don't know if my serve is fast enough for that.
in bounds.
But
I mean,
yeah, I mean I don't know. We'll have to, maybe we'll do. in the spring when the weather's nice,
Yeah.
maybe we can do a live.
We'll get
version
a
of this.
segment.
Yeah. That would
We'll
be
make it
fun.
happen.
That would be fun to
It would
do.
be.
Just like you pitching against me.
Podcast extra.
We'll head out to Newman Family Field and.
I don't think Schwal would like
Yeah,
that.
I know he won't.
We can't destroy the mound.
That's
Just
true.
find a random
Game
baseball
day.
field. We
Yeah.
can just go to Hart Park. They have tennis courts and they have a baseball.
There you
Or
go.
we could go to Wisconsin Avenue Park.
Whatever.
Whichever
We'll
one.
figure it
I
out.
don't
We'll
think
do
they have
it.
a tennis court,
We'll
though.
think about it. We'll
figure it
we'll
out.
figure it out.
Put
Okay.
that in the notes.
Next question for you is, since we're both baseball guys, we do got to get some baseball themed questions in here.
Oh, absolutely.
Who do you believe is the best character in Mario Super Sluggers?
There's a right answer to this, very clearly.
Can I get your answer first?
My answer?
Is it Toadsworth?
No.
No.
Well, I'm going for all around, so we're
All
combining
around.
all of the
Fielding,
tools.
pitching,
Ooh.
hitting?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's, oh man. I would, if we're going just position players, I have to say Critter, hands down.
Critter is
Like
good.
not
that's
even
a
close.
solid.
'Cause
That's
Critter-
a solid. Which color? Or are you just going Critter all around?
I mean, I usually just play with standard green Critter, the default, because he hits
Solid
he
green
hits
Croc,
he hits a lot.
alright.
He hits a ton of bombs. He is an elite defensive shortstop. I mean, that man will catch
Oh, anything within
If
diving
it is
range.
hit up the middle, he will
He's
make a diving
diving.
That
catch.
is-
If we're going for like all around, you just combine like every tool. It's a really tough
We're talking
question.
about speed. Are we including speed on the base paths?
Technically, but I don't think speed is as big of a factor in Mario Super Sluggers as it would be in other games. So
Right.
I am going to go with someone who has been climbing my tier list rapidly. I'm going to go with Funky Kong.
Okay.
Ooh, my
yeah.
brother
Because
really enjoys
that's
it.
reasonable.
Funky, okay.
My brother really
Funky
enjoys
Kong,
that character.
he hits a ton of bombs. Like I was
Absolutely.
playing today, and he hit 4 home
Shocking.
runs in a game.
Yeah.
Like you saw that. You guys saw the box score I posted on my Snap story.
I don't think I did.
Funky
No offense.
Kong popped off. He had a game
Was
where
he the team MVP?
yes, he hit 5 home runs. He pitched like
My goodness.
7 innings with 2 runs allowed and like 14 strikeouts. Like the dude is a menace at the plate. He's a lefty on the mound with like a nasty, nasty power cutter. Like the man is missing all the barrels. He's not an amazing defender, but he's a solid first baseman. And if you need to, you can plug him in left field, and he's gonna do just fine out there.
Okay, I have an answer after you just thinking about just talking about Mario Super Sluggers.
Mm-hmm.
They're a band of brothers. Also a great show to check out, which is completely unrelated to anything we've talked about on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But they're a band of 3 brothers: Fire Bro,
Yeah.
Boomerang Bro, and Hammer Bro.
My roommate's
Fire
a big
Bro,
Fire Bro
is
person.
a solid second baseman
Okay,
and a power hitter.
when I first started my Mario baseball journey at the age of like 7,
You could definitely call it a
Fire
journey.
Bro was like my ride or die number 3 hitter from the very start.
Yup.
And I usually
Yup.
used him. I usually split him between like left field if I wanted chemistry with like Bowser Jr.
Yup.
and Bowser out there,
Yup.
or after I made some defensive shuffling, I moved Fire Bro to third base and Bowser to first base.
That's
And
I
Fire
have
Bro's
Bowser.
got it.
Bowser's my first baseman.
And Bowser's a great target at first
my
base.
gosh.
Like he can. It
absolute
doesn't.
lefty masher
Yes.
at the plate.
But if you and then you get Fire Bro at third base where you got the chemistry. Fire Bro's got a cannon from the
Oh
hot
my
corner.
goodness!
He does.
Like,
Anything he throws is just a
Yeah.
laser. So John, who's your favorite character? 'Cause
Okay.
we got Jack and I.
Here's
so
what I'm
who's
gonna say.
yours?
Here's what I'm gonna say. We should break away from this extremely niche topic that like
We
only a
should.
couple people are gonna go
we
with.
are gonna have to wrap this segment up pretty
so
soon.
so I'm
Which
just
is
gonna go
fine. I
ahead.
appreciate
No
it.
explanation. Talk about PD Piranha being one of the best power hitter, great dive as well.
Dude,
but-
he has,
Solid defensive catcher.
He has,
Solid defensive
he has
catcher, by
the
the way.
best dive in the game.
absolutely, and he's a
Yes.
power hitter.
I
He's
usually-
not that fast, but he's great.
If you're playing like a
Deceptive on
team
the
that's
mound
got
as
a lot
well.
of lefties in the lineup, you put PD Piranha in right field. He is catching every fly ball,
Deceptive.
soft line
Very
drive.
deceptive
yes.
pitcher.
He's really slow, but the dive like more than makes up for it
makes
because
up
he's
for it,
covering.
yes.
that plant leaf though as a bat
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
immensely powerful.
Okay, I'm gonna break us.
We
off
do
with
gotta
Super
We
Sluggers.
gotta get
wrap
off
this
Super
up.
Sluggers.
Last final question for you, no Eggert. We're asking this of all of our guests.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have one thing on your Christmas list for the baseball team or the program in general, what would it be?
This is a shout out to Jack
Oh,
Stern.
I already know what this is gonna be.
But a TrackMan system.
yes,
a TrackMan system.
that'll make all of
It's
the.
like if you know what a Rapsodo is. Also, can I plug who you know I'm gonna plug?
I don't.
Shout out to
whatever.
the Dairyland Collegiate League and the Lakeside Beach Bums who
There it
have
is.
Rapsodo. It is like Rapsodo hyped
Yes.
up on a million
But
milligrams of caffeine.
Basically, a lot of my in-game work with the team is. So if you look at like the major leagues, how they have StatCast and the pitch tracking technology and these automated systems that do it. for WLC baseball, I am the pitch tracking system.
Yes, he is.
So if we can buy a TrackMan, that would like automate a lot more of the process. So
That'd
that
be
It
nice.
accounts. The TrackMan
Right.
system that WLC has right now accounts for Jack Stern and 2 other WLC pitchers during a game behind the plate.
I don't even consider any input from you guys. You guys are just back
Me and
there,
Fabio,
so.
you gotta say, me and Fabio
yeah.
is the most enjoyable combo back
So
there.
if you want to see like the Three Stooges back there, come to a game in the spring. Noah Eggert, thank you for coming on. It was
Yeah,
a pleasure to
thanks, guys.
have you. So
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Pleasure as always, sir.
we'll be right back after another break.
All right, coming in from the other side that people don't usually enter from, we have Carlito Johnson, our next guest here today. How's it going, Carlito?
I am great. How are you guys tonight?
Doing fantastic.
I'm feeling more merry as the night goes on.
Yeah, I
so
agree. I agree. It's
Yeah.
just Christmas vibes all around.
The Christmas spirit.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I'll ask you this right away. This just popped in my head. What is the correct time to start celebrating Christmas?
The correct time to start celebrating Christmas
Yes.
is the start of December, so you better not do anything before that.
I
If it's
actually,
November.
I actually would tend to agree with that. Like,
That's probably like the closest answer I'm going to get to what I'll say, which is like the week of Christmas. But
That's
I'm, like I said earlier, I'm like the Grinch. So
honestly, that reminds me. This is something that I wanted to talk about, and I forgot about it until just now. I'm going to
Oh.
flip the topic again.
Okay.
In high school, they had a day where they decided that what they were going to do is they were going to have a Santa walking around handing out presents to people, and they could open them at the end of the day.
I see no way in which this can go wrong.
But they also decided that there was going to be a Grinch, and they were going to walk around and steal people's presents. And so, like, if you got your present stolen,
Yeah.
you couldn't do it. I was the Grinch. If I can find it, if I can find the picture, I'll send it to you, and you can put it in there
We're
if
gonna
you
put
want.
it in post.
It was, but like basically we had 4-minute passing periods, and that was the only time I could ever steal presents. I couldn't go into classes and do it or anything. So I just had to walk around with like this big of eye holes, so I could barely see anything. The mask smelled like rubber. It was hot. It was like furry, and it was terrible. By the end of the day, I had such a bad headache. I think I'd stolen like one present from somebody, and that one person felt like so like demoralized when I did it. Anyway, I just feel like you saying you're the Grinch
that's-
made me think of that,
It's a
and just
worthwhile
like
segue.
one of my worst Christmas memories was having to be the Grinch in that. I don't even know what.
I would have totally like leaned into it. I would have embraced it.
If I had more like vision, I would have been like sprinting after people.
There
But
you
I'm
go.
pretty sure they
Yeah.
A, told me not to do that, and B,
mean,
like so I
If your
ended up-
vision's really that bad, you probably just would have ended up like running into a wall.
It
or
ended up
something,
just feeling
so-
like one of those like horror movies where the antagonist is always just like walking towards you like this. But I was just walking through the hallways, and people were like, "Oh,"
There
and
you
they'd
go.
like run away. I was never gonna catch them. Like, but no, that was my that's my Grinch story.
There you
But
go.
no, I would tend to agree. People who start celebrating, like people who have like their trees up at like Thanksgiving, just like all that.
that's
I'm just like,
unnecessary.
no. Like, I get that WLC decorates a little earlier because like we leave before
That
Christmas
is true,
time. We have
yeah,
like
yeah,
one last week, but like,
That's always off-putting when I'm walking in here though, and like November's not even over yet, and I can already see some Christmas stuff up. Like,
and I can tolerate the Christmas music for like a week, and then it gets old
It gets
because it's the same
really
songs
old.
over and over.
Christmas music, my rule is that it's only allowed on like the day of Christmas.
Oh,
so
I can't
you
go
wanna
with that
get
hot
the
of a
mic up a
take.
little closer so the
Yeah,
people viewing at home can hear all the
guys can hear
insightful
me.
nuggets you have for us.
I do feel like Christmas music is basically like it's like the week before Christmas for me, and then there's like one day in like July that I just get really in the mood for like Christmas. Like,
You know, I feel that, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
like-
every once in a while you're just like,
Some Mariah Carey.
I want to put on some Mariah Carey and just like jam out. I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember the last time that I willingly listened to Christmas music. It's been years.
That's fair. I mean,
Like-
with how much you have to listen to it non-willingly,
Yeah.
like you're listening to it a lot anyway. Like it makes sense. But all right, we didn't introduce what sport you're from.
Oh yeah.
But
might have been a
so
good
we'll do that.
idea.
This is our first ever, not repeat guest, but repeat of a sport that we
Sport,
already
yeah.
did. So Carlito's on cross country, and we're also going to talk to him a little bit about track, a little preview
yeah.
for that coming up in the spring and the winter, I guess, as well.
Yep.
So I guess how was cross for you this year?
So cross for me this year, it was pretty solid, Like at the start of the season, I got a little injury, took me out for about 2 weeks, but full recovery, and I progressed. Got some faster times. I think I got like 5 minutes faster than last year. I was pretty bad last year, but we're getting better. I
Hey,
mean,
that's what I like to hear,
cannot
progress.
complain about that. But
1% better every day.
exactly,
exactly.
man,
There you
exactly. That's something I'm gonna live by. Especially for like running, it's so like you get to see like exactly how much you've gotten better like each week.
That is nice. Yeah.
That's what I love about running.
Yeah.
So but ending off that season, we had a time trial at the Pettit Ice Center, so we got the chance to run 5K, a 3K, or a mile, and I did a mile, and I raced a time of 4:50, so it's a pretty solid time.
Nice.
So like going into this this upcoming track season, I'm pretty excited for what I can do. So
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
I feel like I gotta mention about the Pettit Ice Center.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on ice skating?
my thoughts on ice skating, I think it's pretty fun. I mean, I think I like roller skating better, but I think ice skating is pretty fun. It's pretty festive, like it's that time of the year.
It is that time of the
I
year.
feel like it's a great time to do it.
See, I gotta launch into another story. I guess I'm just gonna
Oh,
do
geez.
this
This is
again.
just like we're bringing guests on, but now it's just story hour.
It's
for
basically
John.
just story time with John,
Yeah.
but you
Maybe
get to
we
sit
should
here
have
and
That's all right,
maybe we
man.
should have you in the middle chair.
we just do a little switch
Yeah.
off real quick.
We
No,
learned that John actually can't swim. Maybe he'll tell us that he can't ice skate.
That's actually exactly what I'm about to tell you. Because it doesn't matter if the pool's frozen or just
Or
the
if
water.
it's-
Like
it's
it's the same. No. So I've been skating, like ice skating, roller skating, whatever, once in my
Yeah.
life. It was, I don't even remember when it was. It was like a couple years ago at this point, and I'll never go again. So obviously, it's like the first time you go ice skating, like no one expects you to know how to do it, right? So you're
Right.
just going along the wall, almost
Yeah, whatever.
falling down the
It's
entire
like,
time.
oh, look, there's that guy who's never done it before.
Yeah, it's like whatever,
yeah,
whatever. So I was doing that and whatever, it was fine. And we were about to leave, like the place was about to close, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go across the middle of the ice, no wall, it's gonna be fine. And I did it. I went all the way down and all the way back, and I was like, that was actually okay. Like I
Okay,
didn't
but-
fall, it was great.
But where's the tragic ending to the story that I'm waiting for?
I decided to do it again.
And there it is.
I decided to do it again. And this time, there was a little girl who would not get out of the way. Now, as someone who has
Sure,
never-
blame the little girl
as someone
for
who
it.
listen, this little girl is forever ingrained into my mind because she's evil. So literally, I'm skating forward and I see her coming, right? And I don't know how to steer. Like this is my first time going, right? So I'm trying to like steer so I don't run into her and like have like the worst skiing or skating accident ever. So I try to turn. I slip like cartoonish, like banana peel slip.
Ooh.
Feet go up, land smack on my face. Don't know how I didn't have a concussion. This little girl has the audacity to laugh at me. So she's just sitting there giggling. My head's like spinning. Her parents are like concerned. She's laughing. Her little friend is laughing. And then I like got up and like skated off the ice. Got a black eye from the whole thing. I drove home after that, which was a terrible idea.
I don't know
was
why you do that.
But it was. I feel like never again. I don't know.
My favorite part of hearing that story is as it was building up and he started talking about the little girl, you could hear like the rage building in his voice. He's like, this little girl is standing there.
I cannot, because it was her fault. That's what it is. It was her fault. Like, okay, I get it. Like, I can't steer, but the fact that she went in front of me, wouldn't get out of my way. She was a better skater than me, by the way. She wouldn't get out of my way.
I'm not questioning that part.
And then she has the audacity to sit there and laugh at me. And I'm like, you know what, little girl? Like, come on. It was possibly the worst day of my life. But but that's my ice skating story.
That's
Why are all of our like water-related failure stories somehow like a little kid is at the center of all the trouble every time?
There's something about like 5-year-olds that are just like evil. I don't know. Even Dean Baki's donut story had like a little kid.
That's right.
In it. So
Yeah. The little kid is always the antagonist.
this is a great time to jump in and say the WLC Sports Podcast does not sponsor any anti-children messages. We love kids in real life, but some kids are evil, as we have learned.
Kids are
based on
great
the show.
except for the evil ones.
Yeah, that's the moral to take away
Yeah.
from this. So now is the part where we revoke that spoiler warning for the Santa part, and we just ruin the kids' lives.
Right.
We're like, this
Yeah.
is payback for
There you
the
go.
heinous
I
crime.
like how you tied it back to the first segment. That was a good
I
idea.
remember what we talked about. Carlito doesn't, but
I-
you'll have to watch back and,
I
and
guess
see
so,
what we
yeah.
talked about. See the other segment.
There you go.
But okay, now as I was going to do before I thought about ice skating, we can transition a little bit into the track season upcoming if you want,
Yeah.
and you can talk about that. You guys have a new coach, right? Like,
Yeah, we have a new coach this year. I mean, I'm a sophomore right now, so I really only had like experience for 1 year with our past coach, Coach Kramer, who switched schools. But this coming coach, Coach Ken Woodall, haven't really gotten to experience like his coaching style or really interact with him much. But he seems like a nice guy for the most part.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys, when does your indoor season start?
Indoor season started January around there, so maybe I think the 14th, if I remember correctly.
Gotcha.
So that's gonna be like our first like official, like everybody's there sort of indoor meet. Like we have, I believe, one meet before that maybe. I don't know.
Okay, I got you. But like pretty early in January.
Yeah, it's pretty early. So
I got you. Yeah.
About 2 months, about a month.
Cool. And then outdoors, like March starts around?
Yeah. I think conference is the 24th for this year. So
Okay.
conference indoors, that's going to take place, I think, in Ripon.
Gotcha. And are your distance with the
Yes,
the-
sir. Or it's considered like mid distance.
Yeah.
This is more considered like 5K, like 10K, which I do not do. That's crazy. Like, I'm not even joking. Some of these people are just unbelievably good at the sport. Like, the mile time that I can run, they can run for 3-6 miles.
That's
like
crazy.
it's unbelievable the talent, skill, and dedication that some of these guys are doing. Like Peyton and Zeke and Isaiah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Seriously, those guys are crazy. I totally agree.
Would we like to throw it over to a Christmas-themed question?
Yeah,
Oh.
please.
Do you open gifts on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or both?
I do both. So for the eve, I go to my mom's side of the family, and we open presents there, and then we have like my sort of like mom, dad, brother, me on Christmas Day. So
There
kind
you
of
go.
both, Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I got
I'm similar to that.
Yeah. I
Good
got
deal.
Dad's side Eve and mom's side day of. So
That's the benefit of it being like a 2-day holiday is that you can.
Exactly.
that is nice.
You don't have to bring both sides of the family into like direct conflict with each other.
That is true. Do we think that Christmas is like? What are our thoughts on Christmas in comparison to other holidays? Is it the best? Is it lower down?
I don't know.
I feel like it's up there. I'd say
It's
probably
really-
like top
yeah.
3.
I agree. Yeah.
Just like the culture and just like you can tell it's like that time of year.
Yes, I agree.
I think it's also nice that it usually comes like at the start of like a nice longer break. So
That's true.
you're a little more relaxed, so
That is true.
that helps
yeah.
a little bit.
I just like the time with family. I feel like.
Yeah.
That's like a great thing.
That's the
about
thing. As you get older, it's like, well, when you were younger, it was automatically the favorite because you got a bunch of presents. But,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
But
You grow up a little bit. You still want to get all the presents, but
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
that's not the only thing you're focused
now
on.
you have to pretend that you don't want. Like you have to
Yeah.
pretend that that's not the only.
Yeah.
one.
Right, you got.
It's like when you-
yeah,
I'm good
thanks.
this
Like,
year.
It's when you
Yeah.
open the Christmas card and like the check
money.
falls out and you read it first. And you're like, oh, there's a check here.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah,
Thanks, Grandpa. No.
there you go.
But on the topic of presents, the recurring question that we have for all of our guests today, if you could have one thing on your wish list this year
Yeah.
for I guess either cross or track, you can choose. What would it be?
For cross or track.
Yeah.
Just like an item. In
like
that,
just something you want like for the program.
An
Could be
item,
an
like a
item
thing.
or like
Okay.
just
Could be
anything
like-
really.
yeah.
It's a pretty open-ended question.
Okay, so the company that makes those massage guns, right? So
Yeah.
Therabody, they have this like electrical muscle stimulator. So basically, you can control the intensity, and you can put it on like your legs or your arms if you're like an upper body sport kind of guy, and it'll stimulate those muscles. It'll literally electrically jerk your muscles, and it'll stimulate blood flow to those areas. So I've been like looking at that. It's I think it's called like the Power Dot or something. It's really cool. So I think that would be pretty cool for like recovery and stuff like that.
That
So-
would be cool. Yeah. Okay. This is a little bit on the topic of winter and on the topic of recovery. Thoughts on ice baths? I know you guys do those sometimes after, like to recover.
It's a love-hate relationship. It really is because
Yeah.
it's like, oh my god, it's so mentally just like taxing and just like it's painful. It's painful at the start. So like those first 3 minutes, they really only let us in there for like 10 minutes just because
Yeah.
like we don't want like
Right,
hypothermia or whatnot. So those first 3 minutes are just agony.
Yeah.
Mentally exhausting, but then you get like numb to it, and then you get like more used to it if you do it like day to day to day. But yeah, like some people on the cross team, you know, like Peyton, Kayla, we've been doing that in the AT every other day pretty much during the season. And I don't know. It's kind of controversial whether it helps or not within like the sports exercise science world, but like I think it works. I think it's
fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions or?
I mustered up my Christmas themed questions. So.
All right. I think we unless you have any questions for us.
All right, guys.
Oh, that's true.
Another one.
There you go.
Favorite Christmas movie?
We actually just talked about this with our last guest. I'm gonna have to say Christmas Vacation.
Christmas
like, hands
Vacation.
down.
Yeah, I've heard that throughout the day.
Come back to me. What's yours?
Home Alone.
Okay. Honestly, we were talking. I was saying I saw Home Alone for the first time last year.
Really?
Like in my life. Wow. I honestly might have to say Home Alone.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's something about it.
Yeah.
Like
or Polar Express. That one's another.
Oh
Don't
man,
get you-
Polar
don't get
Express
you-
again.
Polar Express.
Did you guys already talked about that?
We went into Polar Express
Okay.
that last.
We did go into. We'll leave it there.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. But no,
I gotta go into that again.
Yeah, no. Home Alone.
Home Alone's not too good.
Oh yeah, fine. All right. I think that'll wrap it up.
All right, I
for
appreciate
us.
it, guys.
Yes, thanks for coming on.
Of course.
Carlito.
Thanks
Good
for having
time.
me.
Yeah.
And we'll. I think we'll be right back. One more break for you.
We'll be right back. We'll come back with one more segment after this. So. All right, welcome back. We're gonna wrap things up here in a couple minutes. Thank you all for tuning in and spending this will be going up on a Monday. So maybe you're watching it on a Monday. Maybe you're watching it like at home sitting next to a Yule log or something.
Hopefully you're cozy next to the fireplace.
Cozy
watching
next to
it
your own fireplace.
with your whole family.
Or what if they came to this fireplace and they watched it in the location where it was filmed?
Can we set up a premiere and have it like on a screen?
Dude,
just like-
I like that idea. No, you can come here and watch. You'll be like in the footsteps of Jack and Jon. Like
we just come in with
know.
like candles and there's like a silent night singing going on.
That's a good trend. Speaking of candles and silent nights, did you go to the service of light? This would have been the night before we filmed it because it was a Wednesday night. We're doing this on a Thursday.
I unfortunately did not get a chance to
not.
go.
Okay. So you have obviously you have the service and there's the dinner afterward. But before all this stuff starts, they have like the pre-service snacks and everything, and there's like the fancy word for it. And we discovered I cannot pronounce it. It's like the French. I don't know if it's French or it's like
hors d'oeuvre.
Yes, that's it. I can't say it. I was saying everything from like hors d'oeuvres to like por favor, hors d'oeuvre, like herbivore. I cannot say it. It's
okay. Here, so like, can you break it into sections and say it?
maybe
Like, or
d'oeuvre.
hors d'oeuvre.
Or I can't do it.
It's like a mental block.
They got me to say it the right way like once. Or d'oeuvre.
There you go.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hors d'oeuvres.
We're making progress. I'll
I will
forget
say
that
it
within
doesn't
the
look
next.
like that.
I'll forget that within the next 45 seconds.
Like if you were in a spelling bee, that would be like
Oh,
torture
I know
to get that word.
That's I think what threw me off is I'm mentally spelling it out in my head and I'm seeing all these letters and I'm like, what?
It doesn't look like hors d'oeuvre. I'll give you that.
No, it's But that was my interesting. Well, I don't think it was that interesting. My story.
Your story about
There's no adjective in front of that.
WLC
It's just my
Christmas
story.
involved.
My
story.
WLC
Yeah.
Christmas story.
But
Yeah.
all right, do we want to wrap it up here?
I think we should, considering we're getting pretty long on time here. So
We
if you
are.
stuck around this long, thank you.
I do want to just mention. So as you can probably see, they had a sale with old like merchandise.
I saw that.
And everything was $5. So I
Yeah.
went and I bought this basketball jersey, which is way too big for me, and I also bought a soccer jersey. But I just wanted to point out, like, if you're upset that we didn't have anybody on for basketball yet, because the season's been going and we haven't really talked about it.
Right.
We're planning to at least have one basketball guest, possibly one from each team, but we're not really sure yet when we come back from break.
We got some exciting things in the hopper are we calling that season 2 or is it just the second part of season 1?
It's either season 1.5 or season 2. We'll see.
There is no season 1.5 though. It's season 1 and then season 2. Like,
All right.
you know.
Well, okay, fine. It's season 1 spring version, whatever.
Okay, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Whatever, we'll figure it out. But basically, you're gonna want to come back.
And that
as long as they don't fire us over the break.
I don't think that's going to happen. So we have some fun ideas in the hopper. We have like a whole J term to work on developing those because the next time you'll see us will be the spring semester. That's when we're going to be bringing this back.
That's correct.
So thank you to everyone who tuned in for our inaugural semester of the WLC Sports Pod. And I think it was cool that we were able to kind of wrap it up with a nice, we got some good Christmas vibes going here.
We do.
Change of scenery, change of location.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
We'll see what the next semester holds in the cards. But for now, thank you all for watching. Have a very Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Good touch.